When I think about this issue, I actually have a memory that comes to mind. It's a room. I'm going to describe it to you. It's a playroom. It's a child's playroom. There are toys there, blocks, Legos, stuffed animals, and there are children in the room playing, beautiful children, innocent children, playing with the toys that are there. It's actually a waiting room, and it resembles a waiting room that you might see at your child's pediatrician's office. The room I'm trying to describe to you is the waiting area at the Child Help Children's Center, which is a child advocacy center in Phoenix, Arizona. And for 5 years, I had the opportunity to be on the team that served children through that facility. It's where the beginning of healing begins for children who have been victims of sexual crime in Arizona. The children who are in that waiting room playing with those toys are about to have their first sexual assault examination. And I learned through my time at Child Help that most of the children who had endured sexual abuse at the hands of another child, there was pornography at the root of the issue, repeatedly, over and over again. The statistics that Nurse Heidi had shared, that it's up to a half of children who have suffered sexual assault, are absolutely true. Child-on-child sexual violence is just one of the ways that pornography robs the innocence from our kids. The court behind me, the justices have had the opportunity to hear from groups across the country and sharing the severe harm that children have endured because of pornography. We're talking about lifelong impact, even something as tangible as neurological impact that will change their lives forever. At Nicosia, I have the privilege of representing survivors of sexual abuse in civil litigation. And so I'm very familiar with many of the members of the so-called Free Speech Coalition. They are defendants in lawsuits that we're prosecuting. Most of these lawsuits focus on a problem of consensuality. That is, the people depicted on the websites themselves did not agree to be there. They're there as a result of force, fraud, or coercion. And some of them are there when they were depicted when they were children. So when you think about the content that is available on pornographic websites in the United States, keep in mind that the content itself is created through illegal means in many circumstances. And to take just one documented example of this, Pornhub was forced last year to enter into a consent decree, a do not prosecute agreement with the Eastern District of New York, the United States Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of New York, because the organization was found to have profited from sex trafficking material on its website. So that's just one documented example of how this terrible problem with lack of consent on pornographic websites is occurring throughout our country. So I would like you to think about your community. It also has waiting rooms like the Child Help Children's Center in Arizona. This morning, there are children who are going to be checking into these waiting rooms where they will receive their first examination because of what has happened to them. And the question we have in front of us is, as a community, are we going to stand for them? Are we going to do what it takes? Do we have the will, the political will, to step forward and say it is unacceptable for children to have their innocence robbed from them? That the First Amendment doesn't mean we have to lock into a situation where children will endure lifelong suffering. We're talking about an industry, the sex industry, that cannot be trusted to police itself. Texas has done the right thing. 18 other states have done the right thing. And we hope that the Supreme Court will do the right thing and uphold Senate Bill 1181. Thank you very much.